All right.
Uh,
Yours is water. My
yes, yes, smart
mine
water.
is mine is non-HEK cola.
Oh, nice. There you go.
It's
Well,
actually it's
no,
actually
no more
sweet and
drinking on streams for me.
gotcha. Gotcha.
It's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
A bad idea, man. Especially when I spiral, because I definitely spiral. And and said some things that weren't fully thought through, you know. And so just about Owen and Crow, and it's like Crow is extremely extremely intelligent, and it's like I don't know. After I took a step back and thought about it, I was like, nah, my new rule is that like people that I admire, that I look up to, that's like that is giving me great advice and isn't trying to deceive or lie to me.
Right.
Um, like I'm not going to like talk shit like I did, if that makes sense. Like I'm not gonna criticize is the correct word. I'm
Gotcha.
not gonna, yeah, like I'm not gonna criticize them or like what or like them. Like I'm not gonna say their name, um, just because for whoever sees this, it could turn them off to them. You know what I mean? And that's
Hmm.
not what I'm trying to do because they're giving people great information and I wouldn't say that Crows is a despair merchant. He's definitely a curmudgeon. Um, but he just
Far from a
right,
despair merchant. Like
right.
he will acknowledge when things are threatening or when things are look scary,
Mm-hmm.
but he also gives you solution. Well, it's like Owen has said, not
He does.
there were he jumped away from Black Pill because Black Pill just quit giving answers. It's one of
Exactly.
his big things with Alex Jones is that
Oh, dude,
he's
Alex Jones is so
he's a
bad now.
he's such a fear merchant, but there's no answers, there's no solution,
Dude, Alex
and
Jones is now doing like a script. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's
oh, you're
like,
good.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. What were you saying? I don't want to be a
No,
dick.
no, Alex Jones is totally doing a Zionist shill script. Like the only thing that's going to save
Dude,
us is
hardcore.
anyway. Um, but no, like solution or even, hey guys, here's one thing Crow does. If Crow doesn't have a solution for it, he says, hey, you guys are as good at research as I am. So please help me find a solution to this. Like
Mm-hmm.
he straight up asks the community for a solution if he can't provide one.
Yeah,
It, it,
true. Very, very true.
he is 100% about offering solution
Mm-hmm.
once he diagnoses the problem.
Mm-hmm. So to Owen and Crow, if you guys hear this, um, whether it's in the ether or whatever the hell is going on in my life right now, it's nuts that Crow just dropped the episode that he did. But just know that I misspoke. I misspoke, my friends, and that was incorrect. The things that I said. So, but the thing is that he did give us the answer, and it's the same as Owens, and it's the same one that I came to 10 years ago at 17 years old. Whenever I figured out what this fucking place is, man, and
Right?
it was get a farm and a family, you know,
Mhm.
that's what Crow is saying. Crow is just like, and he told us this whenever they covered COVID with um, Ovid 1 through
Mhm.
9,
Right.
Metamorphosis, and
Right. Separate
Metamorphosis
yourself.
books 1 through 9 by Ovid, and yeah, exactly, and they were talking about, and in that story they were talking about fucking Achilles, and I remember this from the actual story, not from the movie, but I don't know if it's in the movie or not. I haven't seen the movie in forever, but uh, where she's dipping or yeah, she's telling Achilles. Achilles goes to his mother, Circe. He's like, "What should I do?" She's like, well, you can go and you can be a hero, but you'll die, or you can just stay here. Nobody will really know you, but you'll live a long time and you'll have a bunch of kids. And that's where we're at right now.
Right.
You know, we can either take our now $2,000 stimulus check that I saw when I was at the pawn shop today, and see this, but this is, and I'm holding off energy into Trump. I'm not looking into it anymore, but I do see things on, like, you know, Instagram and stuff. And I was thinking today, and I was just like, either Trump is trying to push to see how far the people are awake, and that's what his control couldn't, like, how he's controlled, or he is doing what they're saying he's doing. And because why would the media, who is all Zionist, we all know the media is entirely Zionist, all of it, why would the media go against him against everything, unless it's literally a show and it's all controlled? Or and why, after Trump says a couple days ago, oh yeah, I want to reopen the economy, and then I saw today at the pawn shop on the TV, they just had news playing on every television. I was like, why? Seriously, I was just like, why? And now they're talking about sending out $2,000 stimulus checks a month for the entire time we're going through COVID 1 through 9.
Right.
So I'm not I'm not saying Trump's going to save us. If he does anything, that was fantastic. If not, my plan is to still crush, build my trellis, build, grow shit, and get some land. You know?
Right.
That's the whole deal.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. If it's going to be like this initial one for the 1,200, which I did get, and no, it's not being touched. I cashed it. It's sitting.
There
okay.
You go. There you go.
It's at this point, unless they say that cash is no longer valid, it's not touchable at this point, right? Nobody else can mess with it. So, but that's, starting my fund. If it takes long enough that my credit is built up and I have a year at my employment, then we're going to look at buying property.
Nice.
Otherwise, we're going to look at renting a larger place that will allow in an area of county that will allow for some livestock and some chicken stuff, So, like getting off that. So Owen's talked about the bear trail, and there is a guy who's actually seeking out those people who are on the bear trail, and he's going to document the early bear trail. Okay.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll put this out now. No matter what my address is, which may change, but I'll make sure it's updated on Bear Vibe, as well as on Instagram. Hull Long Station is a stop on the bear trail. Period.
I live in an apartment, so you
right.
Come to my house.
No, I understand. It's like, but
it's
like
one dude. Yeah, you can come sleep on the couch, or like one chick if you're comfortable. Come on. But like if it's like 4, 5 people, I don't have the space for that. So.
Right, but like I can't like house people. I don't have I don't have a garden stuff to share any of that. But if along the trail they need something worked on their car, I'll help. They need some,
right.
They need a couch or a floor to pull up, as long as they can handle the pack of dogs that the roommates have. And whatever, they're welcome to that in the shower.
Yeah, definitely.
as I
I just ate
progress,
dinner.
right? As I progress, um, Long Station will have provisions.
Yeah.
So
No, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I buy cans of beans and stuff every time I go to the store, and I have 10,000 seeds coming my way. Um, so yeah, there's that. But
nice.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited about that. And I got an uncle who has a house up in Spicewood, and they have a garden and stuff. And I didn't even call him. But awesome dude, hilarious, so funny, cracks me up, guy. Oh, and another thing, by the way, while I was talking about with Owen and Crow, Owen is obviously not a despair merchant. If that's how that came across, that's not what I meant at all. That's fucking obvious. The dude is a comedian, so like if anybody ever thought that, that's incorrect. So
All right.
yeah, yeah, I was just I was spiraling, man. That's all. That's all that was. I was wanting to believe in and possibilities of things that are possible. But the thing is Crow and Owen are most likely more right. I mean, and that's the truth. But
Yeah.
You never know what can happen. So
Right.
yeah. So
Okay,
you know,
and I do have
yeah.
and I do have to upgrade. I have to upgrade my assessment of Owen's record. He's above the
Okay.
890. He's above the 895. He's now a rock solid 950.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
So,
And I
like,
don't know. I kind of also want to. I also kind of want to get off of like talking about them as well. But go ahead. If that makes
no,
sense.
all
Like if you
good.
understand
I'm
what I
just
mean.
you
Yeah.
you you gave your personal correction. And this I don't know if anybody had said anything to you about it or not, but one of the things that we agreed on, and Chris as well early on, is that we're going to be honest, and if we find ourselves saying something that is not true, we will correct it. You
Yeah.
know, whether
I mean,
someone
why not?
brings it to us or we
No
find it
reason for that.
ourselves. We're
Mm-hmm.
we're just we're gonna set the record straight. We're not looking into pushing lies. We're not looking into pushing anything other than offering truth and offering a viewpoint that others may not be looking at.
Yeah, and good times and good vibration, healing vibrations, man.
Absolutely.
Because everything vibrates down to a molecular level. That's how this place that we're in. I don't even know what to call it anymore. If you really, really go look at the science of it, it's like, that's actually all a hologram. Because
Yeah.
everything's a wavelength, and the way that our eyes actually put it out and our bodies actually take in the information is it makes things a certain thing, so that's a lot to get into, but so it's like whatever this place is, I don't even know, it's all vibration. So vibrate, just go look up what should you look up? Anyway,
Hold on.
Google. Yeah, go ahead. I looked it up last night. I can't remember the website, but
Let me grab the phone really quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Talk to your thing.
Okay, you there?
I mean, there's great frequencies. Yeah, I'm here, buddy. There's great frequencies out there. You got 432. That's a natural one that helps heal. Same thing with 417. Anything between, I believe it's 5 and 4 hertz, is actually what happens whenever you're sleeping. So that's going to release melatonin into your system, which and this is what I'm about to say right now isn't despair. It's not despair. There's a way to stop it, and I'll explain in a second. But I personally do believe that 5G is an issue, and more than just people getting fast porn.
There you go. So they can look up Crow 777 on YouTube. Hold on, I'm gonna silence this. And the
Whenever.
episode Right. The episode to look into is episode 211. Mind creates reality, and emotion is the color and fuel of the creation. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, that man, that was
Ah,
such a great stream.
no, it
If
really was. I need to listen to hour two. The
CRROW 777, and then his website
radio.com.
where you get the additional is CRROW 777 radio.com. So that is I'm telling you that was an incredible stream to listen to this morning on my way home from leaving Boise.
Oh, dude,
And
the synchronicities are nuts. I'm literally talking with my dad about this shit right now. Like, and his mind is blown. And I'm like, Dad, I've been telling you to do that. And his mind blown. And he's like showing me like Gaia documentaries, and I'm like, dude, it's Gaia. Like, it's obviously gravel, but and, truth in it is gravel. And then I'm talking to another bear about it. Like, we were literally just talking about vibrations and stuff, and I sent her some videos to like listen to at night.
mhm.
And and then after Owen's stream, she sends me Crow's link, and I was like, I know, I literally saw it right after Owen's stream, and I was just like, the synchronicities, it's crazy, man. Now I'm on the right path. But the website I wanted to give to people, because this is the frequency of the brainwave. So the brain naturally vibrates at 783 hertz or 7.83 hertz, which is actually the same vibration as the Earth. So that's very, very interesting. But if you go to the physics fact book, hyper textbook, all one word.com. Just go look that up, and it'll give you all of the what you should and shouldn't listen to. And it's like, that's why 440 is not that good of a. You want anything that equals 3, 6, and 9. Any three numbers, they should equal in numerology. You know how to do numerology. It's take all numbers, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, add them all up, and then add them up till you get a single number 1 through 9, and they need to equal 3, 6, or 9, and then you have yourself there a good vibrational frequency. If you go listen to Tesla, he
Right.
said Tesla said if you know. Uh, if you learn the meaning of the secrets to the universe. He also said if science starts studying the metaphysical part of science, then they will make more progress in a decade than they did in the entire last century.
And that's what the guest on episode 220 or 211 of CRROW said as well. Tesla was held back, um, or not held back, but he had quite a few other things in the works
Mm-hmm.
when he died, that
Mm-hmm.
were based on the metaphysical and completely based on vibration, when he died, that never got
Mm-hmm.
completed. And of course, all that stuff you cannot even get a hold of with a Freedom of Information request, because
Yeah, they
officially it
actually
doesn't
released
exist.
a lot of Tesla's documents and patents. How long ago was that? What was that? 2015, 2014?
Mm-hmm.
It was a while ago, man.
But
And
so much of that was,
they finally released it. Like,
but
he had a water powered engine back then. He had a water powered engine. Like, if a car would run off of water. And he also had
right,
hydrogen, and like, so it's nuts. Like, whenever you see these technologies and they're out there, and it's just crazy to me. And it's not like, oh, we need to wake people up. It's crazy to me that people just can't, like, they can't see it, and they still want to turn their face from it. Like, I was talking to this one human being, and I was just trying to tell her how a virus works, and she didn't want to hear it at all. She's like, no. I got out to get away from this. I don't want to talk about it. And I was just like, what I'm about to tell you is it's gonna free you, because everything that they're telling you is a lie. She's like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. just like like a baby, you know. And that's why I
Oh,
posted Owen's clip of whenever Dimitri in the chat cracks me up, but whenever Dimitri was like saying some stuff, and Owen was like, "You think?" And then just like went off, man, on him, and he was like, "We're all in the back of a rape van, and we've been raped our entire lives, and it's like we can either stay there and just like love our captor, or just open the back door and leave." And so it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to leave, or do you want to stay in the rape van and just continue getting raped?
right.
And it's so true. It's so true. I said that exact thing because it's Owen. That's one thing I love about Owen. He's fantastic at analogies and metaphors. And so I said that to my mom, and she spiraled, man. She was like, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it." And I, kind of got upset, and I said that, and I was just like, she goes, "I know you're passionate." I was just like, "Well, yeah, Mom, I'm passionate, but I'm also pissed off because these people have traumatized my mother,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like I'm not mad at them. I'm upset with the system, but the thing is, and that's obviously my mom. Now, people on the street, I'm just gonna say something. If they take it, I'll give them a little more and dole it out, as much as they can handle. But with family members, it's a little different.
Yeah. Well, I have some family members. So I've got two of my cousins who are
Mm-hmm.
who live in the Pacific Northwest, and uh, they are full on Bernie Bros. Like I have
Oh,
never seen
Christ.
anybody. I've never seen anybody throw so much hate and shade
Mm-hmm.
on on uh, uh, on Biden, on Joe Biden, like ever,
Really?
right? Um, discussing some other stuff a few months ago. Um, what was it I told the younger one and their brothers? Um, oh, yeah, I told them I said, you know what? It doesn't matter how retarded you are. You're my cousin, and I'll always love you. Because he was like
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
throwing
yeah.
a whole lot of really personal digs while he's trying to get a point across. Like the
Right.
these two are both
What about
SJW
towards
like you would not
to
believe.
you?
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
oh yeah, like personal
What to
digs on
you or
me.
about Joe Biden? Oh,
No,
personal, dude.
pers-
Can I say something?
personal
Can I
dig.
interrupt you real quick?
Yeah,
So I believe it was Socrates who had the first person to start using insults is the one who is losing the argument. So
yeah,
I always say that to people, and I always say Socrates said that because they know who that is. So
right.
Socrates, what and it's true. It's so accurate. So it's like just say that, and then they're just like, and then they just
But
spiral more. It's great.
no, they like it's. It, but here's what's funny. So the younger one, like he literally like he threw down. He just lambasted my page with like just wrote a novel of
Mm-hmm.
insults and like
On
and
Insta.
total assumptions and calling me names on Facebook, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and when I said to him, um, you know, I don't care if you're retarded or not, you are my cousin and I'll always love you. Uh, Immediately after that, he blocked me. Like he could, he
Wow.
he just could not handle it. So then, um,
Program,
one
man.
one of my sister-in-laws today, she messages text me out of the blue, and she's like, "Your cousin Scotty is just kind of a dick." and, and I said, well, you've been dealing with him on Facebook for 7 years now, and you're just now figuring that out. And she goes, he's throwing personal attacks on me because I'm saying we don't necessarily need to be giving everybody in the nation all this money.
No,
Like,
no.
like there are people who do not need it, right? Which I agree. I I need it? It's not being spent. It's being set aside.
There
Technically,
you go.
legitimately, I did not need it. Right?
There you go. I mean, you're still working. I can't my job that I have. So
Right.
I could go find another one if I wanted to. Probably, most likely. I'm very good at interviews. But what
So
was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So one thing I wanted to say about the stimulus check, the Crow said he was like, I think that'll be taking a ticket, and so I filed my tax return. Got that. So I don't know if they've already mailed me my stimulus check or what, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I went to my buddy sent me the link. It was like, dude, go get it, and like I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. He was like, just check it out, and I was like, okay, and I went to the website and I posted it on my Insta, and it says it's like when by clicking you agree to get this check, the IRS has all the delve into all of your records for any reason at all, and they don't have to have like a warrant or anything.
right.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Well, that's
So
by
I was
going
like,
in it.
nope.
That's by going onto IRS and clicking in for your information, right? Um,
maybe I don't. I mean, we'd have to read the bill to know for. But that's for sure. If you go on the website to go sign up for it, then yeah.
right. So they can't do that constitutionally, and this is where we may end up.
Your
This is where
terms and conditions.
the terms and conditions. I didn't have a choice. They just put it into my account.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, and you and I both know this, is that we're not actually under the law. We're not living human beings. They don't view us that way.
And I understand that. So anyway, finish the story with the sister-in-law.
Oh, dude, sorry.
Like so she is actually so she is so dialectic herself, okay? Like she's starting to listen to some Vox Day here and there, and she likes it here and there. And then he says something that she feels insulted by or something, and then she doesn't listen for a little while, and then she'll go back to listening, right? That's my influence, that she's even listening at all. To be honest, that is the way 90% of people should be listening to Vox. If he pisses them off, they need to take a break.
That's how everybody should listen to everybody. If you start spiraling too much because you listen to whoever, or if you get pissed off, take a break. Okay.
My question is, how does anyone actually get so upset with Owen Benjamin?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. No, I 100% agree. I mean, I tuned in the next day after I spotted,
yeah,
like, so it like I listened to his shit, so it was like, now for me it can be just how to say this, the same. I'll put it this way: the gravy could be too piping hot, and my belly could be so. I might need to take a day off, but it's nothing against Owen. It's just like that's a lot of gravy. I'm gonna go watch videos about growing food or how to cook
right.
things or how to preserve things or how to build instead of getting into gravy. So it's like
Right.
Owen said, 80-20.
Yeah. So to my sister-in-law, I started giving her. She's like, I don't know. I probably just need to like just stop interacting with him. But he keeps hitting. He like I stopped an hour ago and he keeps sending messages, and I'm like, okay. So first of all, you need to say,
Mm-hmm.
slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down with your toxic masculinity. I am no longer consenting to this conversation, and you need to respect that so that you're not pushing patriarchy on me, because he is such an SJW. If word got out that he continued pushing after someone said they no longer consented to that conversation, and that it was a female who called out his toxic masculinity, he would be roasted in his Pacific Northwest community.
Mm-hmm.
Like he literally would be roasted. It would be ridiculously awesome.
That's hilarious.
So like, yeah, but it's like I don't know. These guys like family are just there's some family that I will be kind and gentle with in my nudgings, and then there's some of them that I'm going to respond to them the way that they come at me with their SJW and their and their communist crap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it's just not even socialism. Like they're straight up. He and his brother, like Richard, that my cousin Richard, they
Mm-hmm.
both are like, see, after 3 months of this, it'll be impossible to stop. And then the next thing we get is the universal health care. And then nobody who can't work or shouldn't work won't be required to. And everybody's going to have minimum. I'm like, all you're doing is setting minimum wage at $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's.
So then your burger flipper for your demanded 32-hour a week job is going to have to make more than $2,000 a month working 32 hours a week for a month.
Yeah.
Like your most basic, having children in high school who still aren't necessarily legal to drive themselves to and from work.
Mm-hmm.
Learning basic skills are going to be required to be paid $2,000 a month. And next thing you know, rent for your studio apartment is going to be $4,000 a month because they don't need 16-year-olds being able to qualify financially to rent an apartment on their own.
Mm-hmm.
How do people
Yeah.
look at this?
Yeah. No. Well, the thing is if that's, if I'm honestly okay with that last part. They have arrested our development for so long. If you go look at old cultures, people were married at 12 and 13. That's why whenever it's like in the Bible, it's like wait until you get married to have sex. It's like 12 years. You know what I mean? It's not like 30. Like that's a lot, bro.
It is. At
So,
the same time, we actually need to be expecting people to work for less than a living wage at a younger age in order to learn that, and then we can phase that back to like 12, 13, 14. Now, who was it that who was it? The guy that was on Crow 777 today, or last night. I was on episode 211 that I listened to today. Um, who was it? Uh, it was someone he referred to who said that ideally people would stop getting uh, a an education, a formal education after fourth grade, because after that, there's just a whole lot more to unlearn
Yes.
in order to truly understand the vibrational nature of our reality. Like,
Oh, definitely. I mean, what's the book? Dumbing It Down. I can't remember, but it's literally, it's about, and it's all about the school system and how it turns into slave. And so it's not anything that one of my exes has it, and she didn't. I gave it to her because she has a kid. So I was like, you should just homeschool your kid. It's cheaper and easier.
right.
But and that's one of the other things with homeschooling. Owen was talking about homeschooling, so I kind of wanted to cover this. But that's the other thing with homeschooling. I've talked to so many girls, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm homeschooling my kids, and they're like, oh yeah, no, mine aren't going to be homeschooled. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, because they'll grow up to be socially awkward. Like just raise them right and have them have community. That's where community, you know what I mean? And like when I was 10 years old, I was talking to like CEOs of fucking Dr. Pepper and shit.
Right.
Like no lie, we used to get tickets because we owned a gas stations in DFW. I think we were the biggest chain and a few liquor stores. We'd always get free tickets to Cowboys games, concerts, baseball games, and the Dr. Pepper booth or Coke, and because we sold so much Coke, Dr. Pepper, beer, and so I mean that's where community comes in, and it's like it's not anything to talk to, like your pastor or somebody that you admire. It's funny because that's why Owen was like, I never understood celebrity, and I never really did too. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, because there are times that I have been there. But I've met Michael Irvin in person, and I was just like, "What's up, dude?" And like I met Jason Terry in person after the Mavericks just won the
championship.
Whatever. Yeah, championship game. I was gonna say national championship. That's not the word. They came into our Jet came into our liquor store. I met Troy Aikman, Tony Dorsett. I can't remember a couple other guys, and it was never really a thing for me, man. It's just like they're humans too. So,
Right.
like it doesn't matter who's in your community. Yeah, exactly. They're humans, dude. Don't put them up on the pedestal like I was talking about. It doesn't matter who's in your community.
Right.
If your kid's 10, and obviously it should be a good community. If there's a pedophile there, don't let your 10-year-old talk to the pedophile. But just saying, man.
No camping with a pedophile.
No camping with the pedophile. No, not at all. And and so it's like it doesn't matter who it is. It could be the community leader. Like have your kids go spend time with them, work for them for a couple of days or something. And talk to them, and they'll be
Right.
fine. Like they'll be fine. So it's this whole indoctrination of everything. Like literally everything we've been taught is nonsense. Like everything.
Completely.
Math to where we are to what actually matters.
Oh yeah.
To our bodies themselves. Like. And people want to crop stuff out. This is okay. That's okay. No, it's all a lie. All a lie.
Well,
that's why a lot of times I enter into those types of conversations with, "What if I told you that everything was a lie?"
What if I told you that everything you've learned past sixth grade? Because honestly, I believe sixth grade today is where it is the intellectual level that 50 years ago fourth grade was at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
okay. That makes sense. I mean, I went to a private school, and I remember I was in, we were like sophomores, and my buddies who were in public school, we were talking, and they were like showing me their stuff. I was like, dude, I did that in 7th grade. What is this? I always thought our
But
school
see,
sucked,
right,
and it actually
but
ended
that's
up
the
being really good.
difference. Right, but that's the difference between a public school, public education system, and a private education system. They have to follow the same minimums,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're able to move you along at a faster rate because they're able to customize for the smaller classes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means they're able to be more efficient with their education or indoctrination, as it may be, versus the public school that has to continually be just fast enough to challenge the slowest student.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
So,
like just pushing cattle through a guard. You know what I mean?
it really is. If that one cow just can't learn to make the turn to get through the chute and just sits there spinning, they just end up getting there last. But they're gonna all the other cows have to allow them to spin as they're working through. You know, it's
definitely
it's horrible. Like, oh, man, all these farming references start throwing me back. Wait,
I'm from Texas, boy, so them references, they gonna be coming.
So my grandpa leased out the property on the other side of the dirt lane from us for
that old
for
dirt road.
I lived on dirt road. I lived on a dirt road.
Man. Nice.
And but behind the house I grew up in was about 80 acres of alfalfa.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And across the dirt road up along the canal was Grandpa's pasture land that he rented out to people for grazing beef cows.
Cattle. Right.
Right. So, but every spring, like until, oh God, I was in 4th grade when Grandpa sold the land and in 3 parcels, and we ended up having neighbors, right? So, but growing up we had every spring we'd have at least 2 of the cows that were having problem calving, and so we'd have to roll out the backhoe, you know, rope a chain on there. Somebody else would tie the cow down to the fence, and when we'd help, and it was plus grandpa quite often had a couple sheep for grazing the pasture. Then he always had pigs.
There you go.
35 never more than 6 at a time. So not quite enough to take out a body in one day, but it was.
So when I plan on living, the sheriff ain't gonna be coming to my house for probably like a week.
Right. I understand. But yeah, I mean that's where I lived. It was ranch and horse property all around. I mean,
me too.
Once they started putting neighborhoods in the alfalfa field, it suddenly went from a half-mile walk to junior high to a 2.5-mile walk because I couldn't cut through the field anymore, But I was in junior high when we quit taking our turn to run the irrigation on the 80 acres of alfalfa. It was just we handled watching the changeover so that we got ours, and then turned it on down the line. But yeah, like
turning on down the line.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama.
I literally grew up swimming in the canal water, and
Oh, dude, yeah, me too.
and playing in dirt, and
Yeah.
we had horse manure that would uh,
Cow manure.
that would yeah, and cow manure that would compost for 2 years before we mixed it into our garden.
Nice.
Yeah, like yeah.
Oh, dude, we used to kick cow patties at each other.
we
Like me and
we
my
played
cousins and my brother, yeah.
we played poop frisbee more than once.
Oh man, I got some stories, man. So I grew up a lot like you, except we didn't farm anything. um, we we grew up on 4 acres essentially. Like I grew up in Garland originally, and then when I was about 10, 8 or 9, we moved out to like 7 or 8. We moved out right next. We were gonna build on a plot of land about 5 miles from my uncle, and because my dad and my uncle were in business together. Uncle crazy, he's crazy fuck, and he's just no, he's just bad
Mm.
man. Uh, dude, we had 400 and something acres in Arkansas. He sold it.
Ooh.
He sold it all to a church, which I mean, I get, but like sell 100 to the church for their church camp, or half of it. Don't sell all of it. Like keep that land, man. You know what I would, dude. If my family still owned that land, that's where all the bears could go move. Like I wouldn't give a shit. I would just be
Right.
like, yeah, you can come here and pay fucking $200 a month and build your own house, just for land because it's my land. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like you're not gonna get cheaper than $200 a month, and and everybody gets 3 acres. Like,
3 acres for a 4 bedroom farmhouse with the electric and plumbing running right down the center. Hell yeah.
Farmhouse, electric and plumbing not provided, but the land will be there.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with solar when it's set up right.
Not at all. I actually want to start selling solar and get out of home security because it's nonsense. But I'm not gonna say it hasn't helped people because it has. But at the same time, I feel better selling solar
Right.
than selling home security. So, but first, I just need to fucking get back in the swing of things, and then I'll go back to selling solar. Or start selling solar. I just don't want to fucking have to join another company and then have to go knock all day, every day with these dudes. And it's such a pain. Like, it's such a pain. And with a bunch of salesmen, too, no less. Like,
oh, man.
Are just, dude, you get it,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, y'all are just so annoying.
I did 8 months of Kirby vacuums.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the easiest. Yeah. I don't mind door to door. I like door to door, but it's just like being around other salespeople. I'm just like, y'all are just talking about nonsense, and y'all's personalities are all annoying because you all want to be the best at it, or like try to subvert people, and people try to steal money from people. Like it's happened every place I've gone. You know what I mean? And it's just I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go do that. But dude. Yeah, I really wish that we had all that land. Anyways, I grew up on 4 acres, and we built a massive 30-foot deep pond between our house, my uncle's house, and then our neighbors on the other side of my uncle. And it was huge. It was between all 4 pieces of property. And we put a dam up, and there's a stream that ran through it. More like a creek than a stream, but we would go down in the stream or whatever the fuck you would call it, and play around in that thing, and then go on up over the barbed wire, and then there was just cattle land, just pasture. Yeah. And we'd just go run around through the pasture. There was boars, and we got chased by a boar a couple times. I got stuck in some quicksand.
Oh, nice.
No, dude, no lie. Like I was stuck up to here in this. It was like mud or some shit. I couldn't get out, and they just like my cousins just like laughed and walked off. I was like, that's not good.
It's like, thanks, leaving me to die, brother.
Yeah,
thanks,
one of them came back. One of them came back and got me out. But yeah. But yeah, so it was fun, man. It was great. You know, my mom had that's ironic. She had an iron triangle. You know, that she'd always, you know, ding 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 whenever the dinner was almost ready. You know, we could hear it, and so we'd always come home. But it was always, you know, around dusk. That's when dinner would be. But that's what we need to get back to, man. We need to get back to nature. Like I was there's this a river. I'm not sure. It might be the Colorado, but it runs right by my house. And I went out. Yeah, it was yesterday. I just, you know, I'm grounding myself every day, and because tired of the rubber sole and everything. I'm tired of being indoors. So, you know, when I wake up, have some coffee, go walk around in the grass for, you know, 10, 15 minutes, come back inside. But yesterday I did that, and then I just went for a walk because I wanted to go check out. And I walked down, and I was like, huh. And I saw like a little pathway, and I was like, all right. And so I came back up, got my shoes on, and then went out there, man, and went for a hike. And it was so peaceful. It was
nice.
like I instantly like felt better.
You relax and you open up.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, and happy, you know. And not to say that I'm not happy, but like I was just like I don't really know how to describe it. It was weird. But yeah, and that's what I would say to people, do is just reconnect with nature, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of the things that I really want to look forward to. All right, so our viewership has actually picked up a little bit. I've noticed. I checked the other day.
Yeah,
so
I've noticed too. Yeah.
If there are, let's ask viewers if they will comment with some subjects that they'd like to have us take a look at, research, or just comment on.
Yeah. I've got some gravy for you guys that I'm putting together. I'm sure that Chris would love to hop in on it too. I'll talk to you guys about it. But,
awesome.
Yeah, for the viewers, I think y'all will like it.
That sounds good. Let's all right, so for the next couple weeks, and I'll just let the viewers know this. For the next 4 weeks, anyhow, my schedule has changed. So I'm back. I'm no longer on locals. I'm running to Boise and back on Monday and Wednesday. So on Wednesday nights, I can take Wednesday night. I don't have really a time frame for Thursday. I don't really have a time frame for when I have to be back, especially if I'm approaching my 40 hours. So I can we can do some more streams Wednesdays during the week.
Yeah, whenever works for you guys. I'm literally doing nothing right now because I can't work. I mean, I do shit during the day. Don't get me wrong, but like I can make time. I can make time for stuff. I guess is what I'm
saying. Okay, awesome. Well, we're at about 54 minutes at this point.
Sounds perfect.
We'll go ahead and sign off the recording, and just want to thank everybody again for viewing. If you wouldn't mind sharing,
for tuning in,
hit the like button, thumbs up, so that we can start actually getting out. So we can start putting out more in the way of notifications, and if once we get up to the membership number that we need, then we can. Is it 1,000? Then we can. Then we can actually start doing like we'll set it as low as we can. Subscription, super chat, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah, and guys, don't pay for any of this. Like, if you don't, like, seriously, like, that's not what we're here for. Like, don't do that.
we
like,
we
if you really just want to give us $2 for a super chat, that's fine. But we'll just read your shit in the chat. Like, I promise.
right. Right, but we're wanting to work to the point where any of those super chats work their way into upgraded hardware or hardware period uh, for the for the stream partners here, Chris
Yeah.
and like upgrades for if we have to go move to a paid stream service, like multi-stream service, just because some of
yeah.
this stuff is just getting ridiculous with trying to keep up with the updates on the free stuff. But
definitely, and the more that people tune in for whatever reason, the more attention we're going to get from YouTube, and then the more likely that we'll be getting banned, especially with what my plans in the future. To talk about certain things that other people don't necessarily talk about. Some do, some don't. But and cover it in different aspects. But I just bought a laptop today, so I'm gonna get a DLive channel up and running. I kind of want to change the name too.
Okay.
To something that has to do with bears. Instead of Bright Side of Cats. It sounds like it's mine, and it's not.
Well. I did. I thought I saw you. It's a right side up stream bears. It should be reflecting on there now. But if the DLive, we need to change it to something else, that's totally cool. I'm totally up with that. I'm totally down with that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be able.
And then I want to do Vimeo and BitChute as well.
Sweet.
And like SoundCloud and TikTok. That's where all the young kids are. I hate TikTok though. Gross. I hate all the TikTok. Anytime I see a TikTok video, I'm like, this is going to be retarded, and it is every time. Never.
And it is. Careful.
But yeah, anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We hope y'all enjoyed it. What's up, buddy?
Siri don't want Dorona.
Dorona?
Have you not seen that?
Broke up there. I didn't hear you.
No. Siri don't want Dorona. Have you not seen that video?
Oh, I have not. No.
I will send it. I will send it to you before I talk about it on this stream. It is hilarious.
And definitely, please do. And another thing I want to do, guys, is so just to keep y'all updated on content, is upload clips, excerpts of people that we listen. Not obvious. I mean, we can do full streams. It's just that's a lot. You can just go to them for the full stream. But certain clips and stuff of just subjects we could talk about and stuff. So if obviously if Nate and Chris are cool with that, I'd love to do that. But yeah. So that's something that y'all can expect to see in the future too, because Nate's not the only one with a laptop now. So
I don't have to be chief technical officer anymore.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you still are. Delta, thank you for your work. Much appreciated.
I'm doing as I can. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll get this uploaded here quick. And please do comment on anything that you would like us to touch on or research. More than happy to interact with people in the chats. So
definitely sending love and light y'all's way. Raise your vibrations, man. Eat good and get out in nature. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all.